My name is Michael Vogt.
My name is Nicholas Antonellis.
My name is David Miller.
I am a office manager and events manager at a sanctuary and preserve located here in Montague.
Currently, I am unemployed, finishing up my last year of college with a degree in chemistry.
I actually went to college for veterinarian technician. I don't work.
And I am also a drag entertainer in the tri-state area, and I am 32 years old. I was introduced to drag at a very young age.
When I was like 16 or something, and that's when I really started doing what I would consider drag.
I snuck into a club at 16. All of a sudden the lights flicker. Drag queen comes out. Everybody screams. They clap. I said, that's attention and I want it.
It wasn't because of TV and it wasn't because of bars. It was because of my father. I grew up when we would go to fireman parades. He would be the one that's dressed up in a bikini and a wolf mask. Being exposed to that at a young age in that kind of manner, I never really looked at it as cross-dressing or drag queens or anything like that. I looked at it as more of an expression of just having fun.
Drag is just putting on a face. I like to say you're not trying to be a woman, but you're trying to be a painting of a woman.
Usually 4 hours for comfort. I like the whole process from start to finish because I like the idea of transformation. For me, drag isn't just about performing. It's about the whole start to finish process, the whole going from Michael and, transforming myself into Cookie.
I constantly say that Fantasia Faye is the queen of the fairies. I do outfits that are like aliens or vampires or fairies or elves. I do some looks where I'm like human. Those are like my, oh my gosh, wow, she can do that too kind of looks.
I mean, if I had to say my style, it's put a bunch of colors in a bucket, put my face in, done.
My first drag show was incredibly stressful. I was only doing one song and one look for this performance, so like now I do typically 2 songs and 2 looks. I felt like I was like super duper shaky. I knew like I looked super duper shaky, but once the lights were on and I was like moving around and I was like getting into it, honestly, all of like the fears, they didn't fully subside, but like they subsided enough that I could get the performance through, and I had a really great time.
My first drag show, I went to Price Chopper and picked out foundation, eyeshadow, and a brush. My first wig was a mullet. The microphone wasn't working, so they couldn't introduce me. So I got on stage, I started performing, doing Take Me Out, but from Rent. Nobody knew I was doing a drag show. It was horrible. I went back and I started crying. I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. My drag mother turned around and was like, all right, bitch, we're doing this. We're getting together. Let's go. You're coming to my house. She taught me how to walk in heels, talk in heels, dance in heels. And yeah, now you see Nikki Starr.
August of 2019 was when I officially debuted and stepped foot on the stage in a wig and heels. Both my mother and my father, they were all wearing shirts that says Cookie's Badge. My sister and my family were on Cookie Monster shirts with all her friends. I kid you not, I had about 45 people there for me. My experience is so different than others because not a lot of people are able to say that they had 40 people walk into a bar for your first performance. A lot of people can't even say their parents walked into a bar for their performance, yet alone a friend.
If you look at my history of my shows, I've done Disney shows because I like Disney. I've done superhero shows because I love superheroes. I've done Saturday morning cartoons where, I dressed up as a giant Pikachu. I could pick the themes of the shows based around things that I have really good knowledge of and I love. And I get to do that on stage. I mean, who wouldn't want to throw a Star Wars party and have a drag queen R2-D2 run around,
She is part of me, so I do consider like her and Michael as one, just different sides, kind of like a coin. We share the same brain, we share the same body, we're just whatever we're in the mood for.
I love everything Cookie does. Cookie's one of my best friends out of drag. In drag, she started the show after I did. Nikki asked me to come back and perform for the next show, and at that show, that's when Cookie showed up, and we really just kind of like hit it off from the beginning. It was like friendship at first sight.
I met Fantasia Faye at Stanhope House. I have many drag families, drag sisters, but in the drag world, she is, I would say, my realest drag sister. She is fantastic. I love her. I do. I really do. I love what she brings to the stage. It's so much different than what other girls are because she knows she's beautiful, so she's just up on that stage going, eat me alive, girls. None of that, but she always is turning out really cool looks. She is one queen to not sleep on because she comes out of the middle of nowhere. Sometimes she walks into a show and I'm like, where did you come from and where have you been, girl? Outside of drag, we play Dungeons and Dragons together.
I do play D&D. I know you have to see my dice right here. These are actually stuff that we use at our weekly D&D game. I actually play with cookie dough. I actually grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons with my family. We would play every single Friday. We would all get together. Even after I moved out, we'd all go to my parents' house. We play Dungeons and Dragons with my dad running the game.
We used to, before COVID, we would hang out every Friday, do Dungeons and Dragons, order pizza, chill out. And, you know, with COVID, it kind of separated us, and I really feel like we all had this bond, and it's kind of not so much, and it sucks because I love them as friends. But, you know, that's drag.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Cookie Dough!
What I love the most about Nikki is that she's willing to give anybody the opportunity to showcase who they are. And I think that is so wonderful because the drag community can be cutthroat. It can be really full of really malicious girls, but I love that the most about Nikki.
Nikki is my drag mother in the sense that she's the one that helped me get started with doing drag in performance aspect. Nikki is like the person who gave me my start.
I am the queen of opportunities. I want everybody to be a star, you know, even if it's for 3.5 minutes.
I love money, let's be real. Who doesn't love money? Okay, if you don't love money, you're crazy. But that's not what drives me, it's the connection with the audience. Being in that moment and being so close to someone and lip syncing in full drag and just seeing them like a kid in a candy shop outside the window of all this candy, it's just like magical feeling. Doing drag is my superhero mask. Cookie is the mask I wear to not only give myself confidence, but other people confidence.
Somebody having a bad day and coming to a drag show and seeing them smile and walk out happy is the greatest feeling in the world. Making other people laugh is my passion. I love that, and drag helps me do that. It helps me live a life that honestly I never thought I could.
I used to suffer from like extreme like social anxiety. So even like the thought of like going up on a stage and like performing in front of people was like gut-wrenching. I was like, I can never. Doing drag was a way for me to become somebody else who didn't have that social anxiety. You know, like I could pretend like I didn't have that social anxiety. Fantasia was like a bubbly people person. Now that I've learned to be more out there, it's really, I just want to make people happy.
Being Cookie is my way of being able to be the beacon of hope for others and give others the words of encouragement.
I want to eventually create a safe space, maybe Nikki's Place, where people can come and it's always a drag show and it's always a hoot and a holler. That's my goal and I want to reach it. I want everybody to be good here, remember me, keep my legacy going, and that's that.
For me, it's collecting the money is nice because it lets me know how much people really like me, but it's more of connecting with the audience and changing lives. That's what I really enjoy about drag is it's changing people's lives for so much better. I mean, if everyone could do drag, it would be a whole different world we would live in.
On the side of the stars, spinning tunes, spinning dreams on guitars.